Hello, darlings. I am Cassandra George Sturgis. Welcome to my channel, Authentic Beauty Handmade Dolls and Crafts. In this video, I am going to show you how to use a button joint to attach the arms to your Julian sock rag doll. We are also going to create 3D lips and attach them to his face as well. This is part 2 on how to make Julian. Thank you so much for watching. I am now ladder stitching the enclosure in Julian's back. Sometimes I forget that I am making a doll using a sock, and I'm a little bit too aggressive. I don't know if the word is aggressive or too rough, and you'll see in the video I had to add some glue to his nose because I used too many loops around the bead, and at one point I think I snagged his face somehow because I was going too fast. You know, it's just a knit sock, so you know, be careful. Now I did speed this video up, but I'm saying, you know, be careful because it's not a very durable you know, type of fabric. I like to add this little metal heart that says "Made with Love" at the end of the stitchings on the back of my dolls, and I just think it's a cute little touch. You can buy these hearts from Joann's for less than $3, and I think it's about 50 to 100 in a pack. They're really tiny. Isn't it cute? It just touched my heart. So I have selected 2 buttons to add to Julian's arms, and I don't know, I had a hard time picking those buttons. Like, I didn't know, like, what color do I want to use? I knew the color, but I didn't know, like, should I use the speckles or should it just be a plain color? But at some point he said, look, these are the buttons for my shoulder, let's move on with this. So I am I go in through the inside of the arm so that the knot doesn't show, and then I take it through the shoulder and then through the button, then back through the arm, and then I take it through the body all the way to the other side. And I'll do that a couple of times before I begin to attach the next arm to secure the first arm. I think it's very important to use the long doll needles for this project because, you know, sock dolls will come in a variety of sizes, but you want a needle that, I don't know, that's skinny and long so that you don't have to squeeze the doll together so tight to reach to the other side. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want your doll to, I mean, it's just fiber fill and a very nice, soft, you know, flexible knit fabric. So if you squeeze it too much, you'll squeeze it out of shape. So you want to do as little manipulating of the fiber fill as possible. The doll needles are very inexpensive. You can buy them from Walmart, Joann's. I have not seen them in Michael's, but I know at Walmart you can buy them for less than $2. Now, because I think I'm a needle addict. No, wait, I don't do drugs. I don't even smoke, okay? I'm when I say needle, like sometimes when I'm shopping and I'll see like the little U-shaped or C-shaped needles, you know, for weaving in the doll's hair, or if I see the long needles, the long doll needles, or there's another type of needle that I really love. It's like really skinny and strong, and I don't see it that often, but whenever I see it, even if I don't need it, I'll pick it up. I can hardly find my needles, but I have a, you know, as much as I buy needles, I'm still always at a loss for my favorite needles. I am also using upholstery thread for this project, and this thread is like a nylon upholstery thread, but it's like a nylon. It's really super strong. They use it to sew like awnings or outside furniture, and I like it because it has a slippery coat to it, you know, because it's like a strong, I want to say plastic. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, this is a really, I have never had anything break that I use this upholstery thread on, and it's very inexpensive. Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, it is a nylon, so it's a nylon, and it's very strong. Yay! Julian finally has his arms. I guess I was talking about other things, but basically, so look, he's clapping. He's so excited, and look, you can sit him up. This is what I love about these dolls, you know, because of the little heel area, you're able to sit them up. So now I am preparing to make his lips, and this is just basic felt that you can get for 23 cents from Walmart. And I drew the shape around the on the felt using my little jelly roll pens that I love. And now I am sewing around the markings. You want to use a very tiny stitch, and then I'm going to make a slit in the back, and I'm going to turn the lip inside out, and then I'm going to stuff it with fiberfill. And then after I do that, I'm going to stitch across the lips to part them, you know, to create the part in the middle. And then I'm going to ladder stitch these lips to Julian's face. Now, for the jewel sock rag doll, I use a different method. I simply cut out the shape of the lips, and then I ladder stitch the lip, you know, just the one layer onto the doll's face, and I used fiberfill to stuff it along the way. So if you're interested in that technique, you can just click on the, as a matter of fact, I'll leave the link for the jewel doll, and I think that method is maybe a little bit easier. So see, now I've used some scissors. I am, you know, put a little slit in the back, and now I'm going to turn it inside out, add the fiberfill, and attach it to his face. I like to stuff the lips with whiffs of fiberfill. Like, I don't even know if whiffs, WHIFFS, whiffs of fiberfill is an appropriate term, but you see how I'm just taking a little bit and I'm stuffing it in. Because these are lips and they're very small, you just want to take a whiff and then, you know, stuff, and then take another whiff and stuff, because otherwise you know, you'll have difficulty trying to stuff it in such a small place. Because and then another thing is that the felt is not a flexible fabric, unlike usually I like to use like what do you call it? It's a sports fabric, or, you know, something that has like a four-way stretch, or anything with any type of stretch. Well, if you're using felt, you don't have, you know, the material doesn't have any give in it. So if you use whiffs of fiberfill, it'll be a lot easier to stuff it. I like to use the tip of my needle gently to reinforce or sculpt the heart shape at the very top of the lip, because sometimes, I mean most of the time when you make the lips, somehow you lose this area. But if you use your needle, you can just gently, you know, pull up each little curve on each side of the lip, so that, you know, that's what makes the lip look special to me, is that little extra texture. So after I do that, I go ahead and I sew completely across the lip, and this creates like a little part for the lip, and then I'll squeeze it a little bit just to reinforce the part. So when you're sewing, you're going in and out, and you want to pull it tight enough to make sure that the indentation to create the crease shows. I am probably going to write a blog about this, but what Julian reminds me of is, I think I mentioned in the last video, was the first boy I ever liked, and his name was Elijah, and he had a crush on my best friend, and I don't know if I was in 3rd grade. I was probably in between, I would say, yeah, maybe between 3rd and 5th grade. And Elijah had a serious crush on my best friend, whose name was Gertrude. And he used to sing to her, "Ain't no sunshine when she's gone." I mean, here's this little kid, and he was not attractive at all. He had like these, you know, his hair was like dusty, with like he never combed his hair, but he just wasn't attractive, but he had a really, really nice voice. And he used to put these dandelions on her desk, bring her now laters. I mean, he loved Gertrude, okay? And to me, the way he loved her is what made him attractive. The way he, you know, even though Gertrude did not like him back, and it was, I don't know, it just reminded me of that, you know, that first boy. And, you know, I had an epiphany. I think a lot of times as women, we don't realize that we're attracted to the way a man treats another woman if he's really good to her, and it makes him more attractive to us. But what we don't realize is that if we have a relationship with him, he is no longer the man that we adored. Like, he's now a cheating scum. But we are a part of, we made him a cheating scum. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like sometimes you have to, I think, you know, I like my Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and it's like the whole thing with Kirk and this girl that he had a baby by. I mean, she probably was attracted to the way he treats Rashida. Like, when a man is good to a woman, it makes him more attractive. But when you cheat with him, you make him less attractive. And it just, I don't know if that makes sense or not. But, yeah, so I think we look at them, we you know, the "Ain't no sunshine," when Elijah was singing to Gertrude, "Ain't no sunshine when she's gone," and bringing her dandelions and now laters, it just made him a very attractive young man, even though he wasn't physically, you know, what most girls would consider attractive. So as you can see, I made it when I was ladder stitching Julian's lips onto his face. I don't know if you noticed I was talking. But yeah, I snagged his face a little bit because I was being a little overconfident while attaching his lips as opposed to paying attention, because oh God, guys, the last thing you want to do is make a mistake at this point in your doll making, because you put so much work into the doll, but if you ruin the face, it's game over. But in the next video, we're going to go ahead and finish his body, and then we're going to move on to making his clothes, his shoes, and we're going to I'm going to do the DIYs on how to make the clothes and shoes for Jewel. I know there's a doll inside of you who is just dying to come to life, but only you can breathe life into her. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.